before, but not expensive. To me, it wasn't. It's not expensive.
So how popular it is? How do you see it? Is it something you see often all around, or you have to go to specific space?
Yeah, it's everywhere. Yeah, from the supermarket to the Advocacy shop on the street, I do see it there.
Okay.
Despite where I stay in my estate, I do see it there very well.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, so do you take breakfast cereals?
Yeah.
So talking about cornflakes, which brand do you go for?
Kellogg's is like the frosted flakes and the regular. I think there's another one. Good morning. Yeah, something.
Okay, so for how long have you been taking Kellogg's cornflakes?
I mean, almost 10 years now.
Are you serious?
Since I was young, yeah, we grew up with Kellogg's.
Okay, so apart from this Kellogg's, which other brand do you know of?
I know there's Good Morning. Yeah, there's Nasco.
Okay.
I think Nasco is good, so yeah.
Okay.
Very nice.
Okay, so what made you? Why do you prefer this Kellogg's?
Kellogg's. I mean, I'm getting value for my money. I mean, the quality and the taste.
So how do
Getting value for my money. I mean, the quality and the taste.
So how do you enjoy your cornflakes?
With enough milk and sugar.
Your cornflakes.
With enough milk and sugar.
Cold water or normal?
Yeah, cold water is only cultists that drink with hot water.
Water or normal?
Yeah, cold water is only cultists that drink with hot water.
So when do you take these cornflakes? So when do you take these cornflakes?
As the hunger leads.
As your garlic. So you're trying to tell me that you can finish one pack in a sit?
Try me now.
Are you serious? Try me. Okay, so what makes this Kellogg's special? Maybe is there anything special about this Kellogg's?
I mean, I know I'm not buying fake. I'm getting value for my money.
Okay.
Yeah, another brand I go for is Nasco because it tastes good. Yeah. Compared to Good Morning, it gets too soggy very fast. Yeah.
Okay, so talking about the price, how affordable is Kellogg's?
No, it's not affordable. Comparing to Nasco, yeah, sure.
How much do you get a pack?
I mean, they said how much is €1? So let's say 5,000, 4,500. It depends on what you are getting it. You understand? There are different sizes. So I go for frosted flakes more often because I know I just need milk and anything to cut the sugar.
Okay. Yeah. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how well will you rate this Kellogg brand?
9 over 10, yeah.
9 over 10?
Yeah.
Why not 10? 10 is for God. Okay, thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
From taste and crunch to price and personal eating habits, we've heard directly from consumers about their breakfast cereal choices, most especially cornflakes, and the brands that stand out for them. And on today's edition, Nasco brand has performed the magic. They are the ones that won the heart of the consumers. And that will be all on today's edition of Consumer Voice on ConsumerHallaTV. This is Consumer Voice, real consumers, real experiences, and no influence. I am Elizabeth Abefe. Do not forget to like, subscribe, follow, and share. Comment under the comment section which Nasco brand, which breakfast series has performed the magic for you. Till I grace your screen again, bye for now.
Hello consumers, you have the right to be heard, absolutely. So join us on the conversation, share your brand experience, where you tell us all your experiences about brand on the outer world via our YouTube channel every Wednesday from the hour of 4:20 to 5:20. You can watch us via our YouTube channel, ConsumerHallaTV, and subscription is free. Follow us on all our social media platforms, ConsumerHallaTV. Share your brand experience. It's about storytelling. It's about experiences.
Hello, consumers. You're welcome to another exciting episode of Consumer Voice on ConsumerHallaTV. I am Matilda Omenai. As you already know, Consumer Voice is a show where we'll be visiting different places in Lagos to check out people's preferences, hear what the consumers have to say about different leading brands that they make use of.
Hello, it's your boy here, Iremofeko Forola, and you know what? They call me the AWUF General Overseer. Every day is a blessing and it is meant to be enjoyed maximally with AWUF packages that put a smile on our faces. And guess what? That is why this show AWUF is for you. You can get to know about trendy market slashes, promos, offers and juicy deals that put a smile on your faces, and you can always enjoy them maximally. And you know one thing that is so interesting about this show? It is a blend of English and Pidgin. As I dey run you English, now I go dey marry am with Pidgin, make am spicy. So catch me every time on the show to enjoy more about trendy AWUF packages. Peace.
Public service announcement. Hello consumers, I am Kikelomo Ajibola and welcome to the Scam Alert segment on ConsumerHallaTV. Scam Alert educates viewers about various scams affecting consumers. We learn tips on how to identify fraudulent activities and provide advice on protecting our personal information. We aim to raise awareness and empower viewers to avoid falling victim to scams. We cover various topics such as phishing, identity theft, fraudulent investment schemes, and many more. You want to catch up on how these scammers invade our lives? Join us every Tuesday by 12:30 p.m. for Scam Alert on our YouTube channel at ConsumerHallaTV. Subscription is absolutely free. And in case you're not following us across all our social media platforms, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok at ConsumerHallaTV. Don't say I didn't do anything for you this 2025. Bye.
Welcome to In the Marketplace. We are taking you on a journey behind the scene of Nigeria's most vibrant market, from the sight and sound of the market to the stories of the people who makes it thrive. We will be sharing the untold stories that brings this market to life. Join us as we explore the history, challenges, and triumphs of the market vendors. We will dive into the daily lives of the people who call markets home and uncover the secret that makes this market special. You will get to see the passion, energy, and dedication that goes into making this market success. Tune in to the In the Marketplace on ConsumerHallaTV on Thursday by 11 a.m. to experience the sight and sound. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media and on ConsumerHallaTV. I am Elizabeth Abefe.
Hello fellow consumers, are you looking for a program where we give analysis about brand and a program where we project the voice of the consumer? Join my team and I on Consumer Analytics and Resolution Box by calling on the program to get your issues resolved.
And in case you are wondering where Consumer Analytics and Resolution Box will be showing, please join us on our YouTube channel at ConsumerHallaTV. Subscription is free by 2 p.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. every Mondays and Wednesdays. Consumer Analytics and Resolution Box will be airing and will be here to provide you any information on brands and also issues that you have pending for us to resolve. Also follow us across all our other social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok at ConsumerHallaTV. And that is why at ConsumerHallaTV,
You deserve to be heard. Hi everyone, I am Iri Ayomikunle Eke. Join me live on Perspective every Mondays to Friday from the hour of 9 to 10, where we have meaningful and engaging conversations about all the burning and pressing issues making the round. Issues related to our economy and consumers. It's conversing, it's relatable, it's beyond interview. We have expert analysts who gives updated analysis about all aspects of a conversation. Join the moving train by subscribing to our YouTube channel, ConsumerHallaTV, and do well to follow us on all our social media platforms, ConsumerHallaTV. Stay informed. Thank you.
I am Matilda Omenai. As you already know, Market Today is the show where we visit different markets across Nigeria, Lagos, to check out the prices of different things, ranging from household items to foodstuffs to cosmetics, electronics, every other thing.
In a world of hustle and bustle, entertainment keeps us alive, and that is why at ConsumerHallaTV we ensure you enjoy all around 360-degree entertainment program. Screen Time is the show for you, where you enjoy top 5 countdown, celebrity of the week, exclusive interview, and other segments.
other segment. Don't mind me, it's just a jealous person.
Oh,
It's new
God.
movie release, updates, and screen time. I'm going to enjoy myself because this is my favorite time on the program. I get to recommend good movie for you, and I'm also waiting for you to recommend movies to me also in the comment section. Screen time is not just all about entertainment, it is relaxing and also educational. So that is why we are bringing to you Screen Time on ConsumerHallaTV. And in case you're wondering where to join us every Mondays by 5 o'clock p.m. at ConsumerHallaTV on our YouTube channel. Subscription is very, very free. And in case you have not followed us across all our social media platforms, please do so. We are begging you, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and also TikTok at ConsumerHallaTV. What are you waiting for? Click on that follow and subscribe right now.
And from the I to the R to the E to the M to the F to the E, my name is Iremofe Koforola, the man always clothed in wealth and strength.
And I am Kikelomo Ajibola. Toodles!
Hello and welcome to another edition of Mind the Gap. This is a weekly broadcast program on ConsumerHallaTV that helps draw attention to everyday avoidable gaps in customer service delivery with the overall aim of strengthening existing relationships between brands and their consumers. I am Iremofe Koforola and I am your bankable host. As brands, what actionable tips are you taking to bridge the gaps between you and your customers this year? One gap that exists between brands and their consumers is relatability of your stories. According to Ekaterina Walter, a passionate storyteller and innovative marketer, brand storytelling isn't just a regular definition of marketing. It is how we take every opportunity to marketing in the right way, to the right audience, and with the heart, not with the head. Brand storytelling isn't just a marketing strategy. It is a strategic narrative to create emotion and communicate values through authentic and compelling human stories. We shall be exploring the world of brand storytelling today. And today we have a seasoned marketing and certified brand strategist with over a decade of expertise across health, telecommunication, and media. Adedotun Ajibade is the Media and Insights Manager at Right Food Limited, where he oversees strategic marketing efforts across diverse brand portfolio. And thank you so much for joining on the show today.
Thank you. How you doing?
I'm very fine, and I must say you look so good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so we are looking at brand storytelling today, and we know that it is very imperative for brands to tell stories. So let's look at it this way. How important is brand storytelling in this age?
Okay. So the question, I'll first answer from the point of what is even the storytelling. Because sometimes you need to understand the concept, and then so that I can now dissect it. So storytelling, I will speak from 4 angles, and I will say the first thing is that there's a subject matter, and there's a conflict, and there's let's say how or justifications and the results. So in this age that we are, storytelling is actually important, and the reason being that for a brand to really understand or to win the heart of the consumer, you must be able to tell a story. And the story comes from the number one thing. The brand is not the subject matter. It is the consumer that is subject matter. So they are the hero. And your hero must be projected in everything you do. Now, how will you tell a good story if there is nothing to solve? There must be a problem. That's why I said it's a conflict. And that's the point whereby there is a problem that you want to solve. And that's why I always ask these people that if you have a product, there must be a problem that the product is trying to solve.
Exactly.
And there must be someone that the product wants to make to become hero. And it is not you, the owner of the brand or the brand. It is the consumer of the brand. there's a brand I will not mention the name, but I'm sure that during the course of the show you understand the brand. They always see their users as the winner. So they see them as resilient, they see them as the someone that have fear, that have troubles, but using that product as in take away the fear and make you a winner. And they talk about just do it. Just do it. So just do it doesn't sell the product, but they sell assurance. So when you put on the product, there's something at the back of your mind that with this product, I'm going to win. And that is what storytelling is all about. So storytelling is just that thing of making the consumer the hero, solving their problem, and at the end of the day, making their fear to become at least solved. So that is, and that's why you see that in this age that we are, storytelling is something that is required.
Interesting. I love the analogy you gave. And first, it is to say that the consumers are at the center of it. Exactly. Because that means storytelling, brand storytelling is consumer centric. It focuses on consumers. And at the end of the day, they become the heroes, not even the brand. Exactly. And it's also recognizing the struggles, the challenges of the consumers.
Exactly.
And that is why the product is there to serve a purpose.
Exactly.
Because sometimes brands always think it's all about their product first.
No.
They put the why first before trying to, tell the story to the brand and all. So thank you very much for that. So let's look at this way. You've laid emphasis on, you've built something very tangible around what brand storytelling is all about. Now let's look at the fact that there's a lot of storytellers and many brands out there. So what makes a brand story memorable and convincingly relatable? Because we've seen a lot of stories out there, but what is that thing that makes this brand story very memorable that I would always remember, and it's so much in a way convinces me and so relatable?
Okay, so I always like to give examples so that at least to make it relatable. And there's a particular bank in this country that talks about, always say, one customer bank. Now, every campaign that you want to do or every story, there must be one consumer at in your mind. So which means that when I speak to general masses, everyone that falls into that category should see themselves in the story. And that's why it becomes relatable. That's why it becomes something that I will not forget. That's why it becomes something that when I think about the particular problem, that brand becomes a solution that I go to. And why am I saying this is that there have been instances whereby people are coming with a problem to you, and you tell them that they try this product. So you become an advocate for them because of how convincing they are, and how there's something called consumer insight, understanding the consumer. So there's a thing about the consumer is that once you know the consumer, you understand them, and that's why you do a deep dive into consumer to know who they are. And it's also still go back to that beginning of the storytelling, understanding the reason for the product, understanding the pain point of the consumer that you're trying to solve. So when you bring that solution to the table, by anything you bring around the product, they will remember. They remember. So that's how it is. So consumer insights, understand it, know their problem, and bring that solution. Then they will remember you.
So in a nutshell, every story ensures that you are trying to look at a problem. And that way of you looking at that problem, it must be very authentic, because it shows from the fact that, okay, I recognize the fact that, and it's not just you recognizing the problem, it's more or less like you putting yourself in their shoes. Because if you do not put yourself in their shoes, there is no way you can really understand how they feel.
Exactly.
And you made mention of the fact that you just have to go you can go to early lens to understand what the consumers' challenges are.
Yeah. So once you understand the problem, one of the things that I say as a problem these days is that most product owners, they are looking at the profit, the value that comes to them, not minding the satisfaction that goes to the consumer. And that's the problem. But when you focus on the consumer first, what happens is that you get value. You get value. So the value becomes something that comes to you in abundance because there's a solution, and that's it. And let me just share this. Sometimes when we're in meetings and there's a product, and the people in the boardrooms are actually saying something about, oh, I like it. What comes to mind is that you don't need to like it. The target audience, do they like it? You might like it in the boardroom, but if the target audience we are looking at don't like it, then it means it will not fly. Because the fact that I'm in the boardroom means that I'm on tie, I'm on suit, I'm under AC. But the product is meant to cater for somebody that is sweating under the sun. If you love it, that means it caters to you, that you're comfortable. Then you should be able to cater for those that are on the street. So you can see the way it works. So when you understand them, you bring a product for them, and then you get value. The value that you get is the money that comes to your pocket. So it's a 50-50 thing. It's a win-win thing.
So that means at the end of the day, when you are trying to solve the problem, so that is you offering the value to them. Then the value also comes back to you in a form of reward, which is the profit you make from it. Now, this is very beautiful, and I love the fact that you are a brand strategist yourself. You understand how these dynamics work. But looking at it, sometimes people say, oh, it's all interesting when you just talk about all these things. You have to recognize their challenges. You just have to put yourself in their shoes and all of that. But let us look at it. Because naturally there will be some obvious gaps that exist when it comes to brand storytelling. So let's look at it. What are some of the obvious gaps or mistakes that are common to brands when it comes to telling stories?
Yeah, so for the gaps, one of the things is that when you identify a problem and you are actually meant to provide a solution, it must be like the same solution to the problem that you've identified. So for example, now somebody's come to you that, oh, I'm hungry, and you are giving them word of encouragement. The thing is, that's not the solution.
Exactly.
Word of encouragement can come afterward. You can tell them afterward about how they needed to take care of their lives. But at the point, food is important. So when you've identified the problem, the gaps, that, okay, we are not telling the story, and storytelling is about emotion. Storytelling is what makes your consumer to become loyal to you. Storytelling is what makes them to think first about your product. If I ask you now that there's some products that probably been using for a while, and I ask you why, you are not even giving a reason, but you're just in loyal to them. And that is where this comes into play. So giving them the right thing at the right time, that is the gap. So the gap is you've identified the problem, then also offer the solution, the right solution at the right time.
That's so insightful, because it's, in a nutshell, it means that if at the end of the day a brand recognizes a problem and they are not giving the right solution to that problem, so the gaps linger on. So there's no way it can be bridged, because you are not offering the right solution to them. So it's the way to just bridge it is you recognizing the problem, the challenges, then you offer or provide the right solution to that. So beautiful. And now we'll be talking about brand storytelling, and people are just like, okay, these guys have just been saying all of these things, and they are just trying to say, okay, when you talk about brand storytelling, you know that you are trying to talk about how you can connect as a brand to your consumer's emotion, how you can make your story relatable, and you ensuring that your consumers are heroes, which is beautiful. But let's look at it now. This brand storytelling we are talking about, how is it related to campaigns, to marketing and advertising?
Okay, let me just, in this simple term, and I will say it this way. The story is, I will call it the foundation. And the other part, which is the campaign, the advertising, the marketing, are the structure that comes on it. Or let me put it this way, the story is the center and they pick from it. Now, it is the story that you've already crafted, the emotions about the brand that advertising, leverage on. Campaign is just like a line, but that line is coming from something, and it's coming from your story. So, for example, the shoe brand we talk about, there's an energy drink that says "Embrace the Tree." Embrace the Tree is a campaign, but the brand is actually telling you a story, telling you that with this brand, you'll be able to actually face your challenges. With this brand, you'll be able to actually, probably mental alertness and all those things. That's what the brand is saying. That's the brand story. Now, the brand is not saying embrace the tree. Embrace the tree is the campaign. So you can see that the campaign is coming from the story. So for every campaign you see out there, they are actually meant to come from the story. And now, if the story is not now addressing the problem of the consumer, that means your campaign will be failed. That's in fact dead on arrival. So your advertisement now is not in the form of probably your out of home, your billboard, your digital, your below the line and all those things. They are also coming from your story. They are also coming from the brand essence. They're also coming from the brand offer and the unique selling point and all those things that we can talk about brand. So you can see that all these things are centered around the story. And that is why it's important to actually tell the right story. Because if your story is wrong, then all the other three things are going to be wrong.
If your story is wrong, every other thing will be wrong. If you have not picked anything from what we have said so far, this is very deep. So that means no matter the marketing strategies, no matter the advertisements, no matter every other thing you're trying to look at, campaigns, even workshops you are trying to do, at the end of the day, if the storytelling is wrong, you cannot achieve every other thing.
Exactly.
Now, I want to come a bit personal, and because you are a brand strategist and all that. So we've talked about the fact that, okay, the brands or the products are just a means of a guide. That means they just guide people and the consumers are heroes and all that. Let us look at it in the practical sense of it now. How do we then say truly, when it comes to brand storytelling, how do you position your brand as a guide and the consumers as hero? Because you've talked about that you have to identify, what their challenges are. For instance, this is a mug. Somebody needs to take coffee or tea. So all they are offering with such consumer is this. But at the end of the day, you've recognized, well, what if the mug itself, it's not beautiful, it's not appealing, and it's even meant to serve that purpose? But do we just, okay, we have the product, but what other needed elements do we need to add to whatever story we are telling to ensure that, okay, the consumers at the end of the day become the heroes?
Okay, so let's stick from this point of view. I always like to use story to at least make things interesting. We all want to go to, let's say, Abuja, for example, from Lagos. We can either use go by road or go by air. You can fly. Now, there are two brands. A transport company will say, okay, I'll give you a car. And I will say, I'll take you by air, so fly. We are all going to the same place.
Yes,
but we are getting there at different time and different comforts. And safety also different. Now, one might spend 12 hours on the road. One will do like 1 hour, 30 minutes or 45 minutes. But the question is, who gets there first? And who will get there and feel like I've experienced something? Now, as a brand, being the guide and making your hero, now you've offered the solution and you're offering them, but how are you offering the solution? Are you offering them solution that at the end of the day, they still actually think and ask themselves the question of, why do I even take this solution from this brand? Because I couldn't get it at the right time. So some element makes it interesting as a brand being a guide. And I will speak from the point of the fact that brand offer the solution with a good experience. And that's why some brands today, they will tell you that, people will tell you that they will pay more to get a brand because of the experience. Now, two brands offer the same. If I ask services now that there's some brands that you are loyal to now, and you will not even touch another brand. Why? Because of the services you are getting from the brand A. Now, that's what brands understand. So you are making them hero, but aside the fact that I'm giving you this solution, how am I giving you that solution? Am I giving you like, you are at my mercy, so just take it anyhow? Or am I giving it to you from the point of, I see you as a king? And that's why we tell you in marketing that the consumers are the king. They are the king. So you make them king. So you don't just say that they are the king in theoretical. In practical, make them the king. And that's it. So the other elements, like I said, is the comfort, the experience that comes with it, are the things that make them truly that hero. And end of the day, when they are actually now getting that solution, they are getting it in comfort. And they can come back to you 1,000,000 times. And there's something in marketing called word of mouth. Word of mouth is what you don't pay for. That consumer becomes your advocate. How do they become your advocate? They only become advocate when they've actually tried your products, they are satisfied, they've been converted, and they've become loyal. And once they're loyal, they go out there and spread the gospel about your product. So it comes from them being the actual hero.
Wow, this is a master class, honestly speaking. I mean, I've just been, listening, internalizing everything you have been saying. And at the end of the day, we all pay for the experience. And if the experience makes us feel like kings, definitely become loyal to that brand.
100%.
But if reverse is the case, we look elsewhere.
The other brands, it's not a monopolistic brand. I will say, oh, if I don't get it, I can't get it anywhere. You move to the next place.
Wow. This is getting more interesting, but one thing, it's very important that we go on a quick break. Don't go anywhere, we will be right. Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned on the show. You are watching Mind the Gap on ConsumerHallaTV. And you know what? My guest is the ever amazing Adedotun Ajibade, the Media and Insights Manager at Right Food Limited. He has been doing justice to our topic of discussion today. We have explored the world of brand storytelling, and he has said so much. In case you are just joining us, one thing, you don't miss so much. Or have they missed so much?
Well, not really.
Not really, like he said. So you still have a whole lot to unpack. I myself, I'm ready to, because this man here is loaded and has been giving us masterclass. But one thing, if you still want to enjoy all of this amazing content, you just have to do something very simple. Because we've been talking about storytelling, and we as ConsumerHallaTV, we give you very unique storytelling in terms of all our content. So you can subscribe to our channel across all our social media platforms on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube. Just click on the subscribe button. You get notified of all contents that come from us, and you can also do it to share, to like, and you comment. You get to enjoy a lot. So still talking about brand storytelling, let us look at this way. We've come to an age whereby technology has really, with the advent of technology, a lot of things have happened. And now we live in a world where artificial intelligence, it's making so many people scared. And people are like, even looking at storytelling, some people or some brands actually utilize AI to tell their stories. And at what point do we then say, okay, let us use AI? But does AI even have human empathy? Does AI understand what it means to be human? So looking at that, so the question is not just only centered around AI. Let's look at how we can use technologies to advance brand storytelling.
Yeah. So I think we'll just use probably one stone to kill like several birds now. And about AI, because one of the things is people already assume that AI has come to take people's job.
Exactly. People are scared.
People are scared, but they should not be.
Yeah.
Because the fact remains that AI has come to make our job easier. And that's one of the things that people don't understand it too. Once somebody said that I believe in is that AI has not come to take your job, but AI has come to make you better. It's only those that don't understand how to use it.
It amplifies your job.
Exactly. So if you don't know how to use it, then that's when you can be scared, because someone that knows how to use it will take your job. Now, what it does is that, and I think why, based on that question on how it's going to enhance
even technologies generally.
Now, for me, there have different versions of the AI. We have the augmented reality, we have the virtual reality, we have the even the chat GPT and all the likes. We have even the social media and every other thing. So what it has done is that it has made your ideas to become more solidified. It has make you to be able to get data even when if it's needed, probably as quick as possible. Before, when you need data, you need to probably wait 3 months, sometimes 1 month. Sometimes people go on the field to go and spend hours under the sun to get data. But these days, you can be in the corner of your room and get information about things that you can't get before quickly. These are the things that AI has done for us, and this is how it can enhance what we're talking about. So, for me, I think for a good storytelling, data is also important, and data are things that you can get now, even without leaving your house. For example, now, if I'm in the house now, I can just ask questions about probably some campaigns that have happened in the past on this particular topic, and AI will give me some of those campaigns. I can ask which brand have done something similar to this. Oh, in Africa, in the past 5 years, which brand have done something that have tied CSR, probably plus empathy and then some other things, and it will give you what you're looking for. So that can help you to also make your own idea more robust. Sometimes you can drop your idea for AI to say, oh, this is my idea, and it's tailored towards this set of people. Oh, how can you help me narrow it down to this particular niche? And AI will do it for you. So you can see now that it's only people that probably are lazy or people that are not that laid back that we actually have problem with AI. But if you are not, in fact, AI will make you to become a champion, and that's it.
Interesting. AI is going to make you become the champion as long as you know how well to utilize it, and
Exactly.
it enhances and amplifies your storytelling, because you are also doing the job. It's not as if
Yeah.
everything is dependent on
No,
AI.
but it's your prompt the AI is working with. So that means how good your prompt is determines what you get from AI. So even if you put the prompt that doesn't really cut it, you will also get the same thing.
And I love the fact that you mentioned data, because we live in a world whereby data is very important. And with technology, you can get accurate data, you can get facts. And these are things that technology has really helped to simplify.
Exactly. And also quick.
Yes, it's quick,
Yeah.
quicker than it used to be.
Exactly.
Let's look at another thing about brand storytelling. What social impact does it have on consumers?
Okay. So in fact, there's one of our brand that I remember that's won an award, a global award for one of the campaign on the something in the city of Port Harcourt. They call it suiting, or this black thing that comes from, and it's about social impact. When you talk about social impact, there's something about women empowerment, there's CSR, there's something about a lot of things have to do with the consumer, not about the products they're taking now, but about the environment. And these are the things that happens when we talk about storytelling. How it impacts on the social of the consumer. You talk about the recyclables, the environment, and all those things. These are the things. So we've have different advocacies that actually focus on this, and so you can see that aside the fact that consumers are getting value from products, even from the stories that a brand is telling, you can also bring the environmental part of it to it, to play, which also make consumer to live a better life. So end of the day, I think it's a win-win thing for consumer, because brands have done a lot when it comes to this.
Interesting. It's very interesting to know that brand storytelling has a lot of social impact on people, and through that way there could be a lot of advocacies. And at the end of the day, it's all about our environment, how safe it becomes, because
Exactly.
these stories, they go a long way and they can become memorable. So I'm looking at it now. I want to link this to the next question I want to ask now. We've talked about the social impacts and how, for long, as you mentioned some of these campaigns, I could remember some that just flashed back through my mind. It's campaigns I've seen years back. Now, we know there are many brands and it's a crowded market.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
at the end of the day, each brand wants to be distinct. Each brand wants to become memorable. So how can brands ensure that through their storytelling, out of a crowded market, they become distinct and memorable?
Okay. There's something they call blue ocean strategy, and one of the things that makes you stand out as a brand, which I think some brands have done, and I will mention a brand that I worked on, and not because I work on the brand, it's because of things they've done. There is, for example, let me use Biggie brand, 13 flavors, and they are distinct flavors. And now others are also copying that. And why do you think others are doing that? Because you realize that consumers are also, our taste bud is different, and consumer is yearning for more things. And when consumers see options, they're happy because, oh, I'm used to this. One of the things about consumer is that we get tired easily because I've been seeing this for a while. So we want to check other things. And when a brand understands that, let me play this, and you see what happens, the brand becomes memorable. So what makes a brand distinct is a brand that actually, or a brand to stand out, a brand that understands what the consumer is asking for or what they're looking for. If you are asking for something and a brand can connect with that and provide, there is no way you will not stand out. And there is no way it's not be as if you are the only brand in the market, because everybody just realized that, oh, this brand is doing this. So, and I'll still go back to that beginning. Know the problem of the consumer. And not all the times that you want to play a mass market kind of thing. You might just do a niche market. Some brands want to appeal to everybody. You can't appeal to everybody. So you need to understand your target audience. There's a primary target audience, there's a secondary audience. So if your primary is the core, understand them, understand what they're asking, what they're looking for, and provide that. And you see that's how you can stand out. And that's it. So your consumer makes you stand out. How? By doing what they are actually yearning for.
By doing what your consumers are yearning for. At the end of the day, you can't stand out, you become distinct, and they remember you, because at the end of the day, it shows to them that you are not just selling. Because at that point it becomes like some brands, they just want to make the sale, and the consumers feel like these people, they are not offering us any solution.
Exactly.
They are not providing any solution. All they just want to do is to make the money. And for instance, I would always want to use our brand, for example, ConsumerHallaTV. It's a consumer advocacy channel, and what we do is we tell stories from the point of the consumers, because you know that consumers need to be heard.
Sure.
So one thing that makes us stand out or distinct is because, irrespective of the challenges you go through as a consumer, if you are facing any challenges and you need any form of advocacy, we are always 24/7 available for you. So that is something you do not get elsewhere. So you also mentioned, I'm just trying to link it up together, that as brands, you just have to recognize that it's more or less like your unique selling points at the end of the day. Because you mentioned Biggie, and you could say I smiled when you mentioned it, because I understand that, yes, I'm not an ambassador, but but I take it, and sometimes I don't want to mention my favorites Biggie product.
You will tell me after the show.
So I just maybe I tell you, I'll get a lot of facts.
You see, so you have to tell me.
Yes, and right, for instance, because yes, on one of our programs we were talking about all of these snacks. And we mentioned rice. I remember, and I think I mentioned on that
Biggie rice, spicy.
Yes, and I mentioned that I like rice. I mentioned categorically, and that was on Restoration Box. We were talking about Restoration Box. We were talking about this. Then I mentioned that I liked rice. One thing that made me remember again was because of the fact that I paid for the experience, and that brand in particular has done something different to me. And the same way I would take a Biggie product and it has done something different. So all I'm just trying to say that one way or the other, it begins from the stories, and the brand recognizes the fact that we are trying to make our brand different and can be trusted.
Exactly.
So I'm just trying to lay more bricks on what you have said. And
then I'll say this, for me, we also need to understand that once the consumer becomes loyal, and we should not stop. There's something that we are doing well, and we shouldn't stop.
I'll still comment to that. You just cleared that out of my mind.
Okay, let me wait for.
No, you can go ahead.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
so because one of the things is that I've noticed about brands is that they might come with that, they come with that.
So much enthusiasm.
Exactly.
So much.
They
You
want
have so much to
deliver,
give. Yes.
And people already give their heart and their everything, and at the point they just shattered it. And it just the same way with a lady and a guy too, that you've promised heaven and earth, and then she has given you all her life, and then end of the day you just woke one day and say no. The same way, so some brands are like that. You would have trusted them, and just like what you mentioned about the big product you've been taking, or the right spicy, and the experience you paid for, and you're still consuming it, shows that as in time over time, the same experience have been what you've been getting. And that is one thing about what also makes brand to stand out. Because if I tell you that, oh, go and try this brand, and after trying it, you say, oh, that brand you said I should try doesn't even make sense, then that means my trust have been damaged, and I won't go back there. So also, brands should understand that you should continue. You should continue with as in what you're preaching and what you. So as you say it, also make sure that they will get it like that.
The good work you have begun, just ensure
Keep
that
on doing
yes, you keep on doing
Exactly.
it. Yeah, he has preached. So you just have to do that. So let's look at it, because when we talk about storytelling, it has different channels through which you can disseminate these stories. So let's also look at the content formats that work best for brands when it comes to dissemination of all these stories.
Well, I'll say it's good to be a mix of channels or formats, but I think the most important is the video. That's anything visual, and the reason being that there's a, you can see, you can hear, and then you see all the emotion. So video content actually makes sense. So when I say video content, that means the likes of the TV, the likes of your digital, that means like TikTok, your Reels, and all those things, but the video format. Definitely we have the likes of the post, the radio, the billboard, and all
The
those
traditional
things.
media.
The traditional media. So all of these things also come into play. But what I would say is that I see it as if you understand your consumer touch points, you also understand what you need to put there at that particular time. And that's why if you look at the media consumption, they see it from the point of when you wake up in the morning, what do you first do? Some might take their phone, so you might want to do programmatic, for example. After that, what do you do? Some might say they enter the public transport, then on the radio, put something there. Some might say, oh, when they come down from the public transport, there's a billboard, they see that one. When they get to their office, you can see the journey. In fact, let me share one example. One of my friends was telling me one time that during afternoon lunch, I just said, okay, let me just check his Instagram or something. And then one ad pops, and it was ad for one eatery. And it was lunchtime, and there was hunger. So the guy it was like at the right time. So as the ad pops, he just ordered the food. And he said it was so like on time and on point. So everything happens so fast. So you can see touch points, right timing. So, but video format is actually one of the most important, because it's
more appealing.
So there's a way you see it and you feel like you're part of this. You might be distracted when you're listening to something, but when you see the visual, and you just see yourself in it, and that's why the guy could order. If it's probably something else, he might not order that day.
Interesting and very insightful, because when you made mention of the fact that when it comes to videos, it's always have a way of appealing. It has a way of appealing to the target audience, because someone like me, when it comes to visuals, I'm always like interested in seeing, because it's colorful, it has tantalizing images, and you just want to see. And I think it's mostly timeless, because you can always go back to it, especially in this area where you go online, you still see the videos. And talking about the content formats, you look at TikTok, you look at Facebook, you look at YouTube,
IG,
Instagram, and at the end of the day, you realize that most times you use different format for all of them. What works for TikTok might not necessarily work for Instagram, because different audience, different forms of storytelling. And you also mentioned that for radio, the way you might really appeal to the audience there might be different from when you use billboard.
Exactly. So that's why we in marketing we talk about touch points, consumer touch points. Some consumers, and one of the things that some people also don't know when you are doing your media planning or scheduling is that what your consumer consume varies. If I'm targeting Gen Z, and I will not put some adverts on CNN or BBC, for example, because they don't go there. But if I'm targeting the likes of the industrialist entrepreneurs that are into business, where I will put their own information will be different from where I will put it for a Gen Z. So your audience also determines the media channel that you use and the touch point. Now, if I'm targeting the guys that are probably car owners and I put ad in the BRT, you know that the campaign has been defeated. I won't get results. So, but if I'm targeting people that works in the probably they use the public transport, that go to
Different
markets,
commuters,
and I put the ad in the BRT, definitely they will see it and I will get return on investment. So it's not about spending money, it's about spending it wisely and spending it right. So understand the consumer, understand their touch points, understand the media they consume, and when you put money behind that, you will see the results.
Interesting. Everybody wants to see results. So lastly, before I allow you go, I said I was still coming back to a question although you touched on it. So just to finally wrap up on the show, what are the actionable tips or steps brands can actually launch on to build sustainable storytelling practice? What are those tips that they know that, okay, like you said, something you've begun already, just ensure that you stick to it. So what are those tips or practices they can actually hold on to still maintain their sustainable and effective brand storytelling?
Okay, so one of the I'll say it this way: consumer of today, they are always evolving. There's a particular brand, a phone brand that we used when we were growing up, and it was a very rugged and durable product. And at a point, the brand, became what we don't like because we've moved on. So we were moving faster than the product. Now, that your consumer today, you've known their problem and you've solved the problem, doesn't mean that they may remain on that spot. Also, that you've solved the problem doesn't mean that the solution of today is the same solution of tomorrow. Because there's technology, there's this and that, so they move, they advance. Now, you need to also evolve with your consumer. And that's what happens. That's why you have to be also big on research. So as probably it's on a quarterly or on half year or every year. So if it's every year, then you do your focus group discussion, bring your consumer, understand them. So that helps you to either what you need to do more on your experience. Now, probably before you used to do your packaging is like this, and those guys' tastes have moved. So your packaging is a bit not in their taste again. So you need to work on it. You maintain your product quality, but things around it. One of the things we talk about in marketing is what endear people to some product on shelf is the packaging. So if your product is good, but the packaging is wrong, you will still not get people to test it. It is until they try your product that they know that it is good and they become loyal. If they've not tried, they can't become loyal. So how would they try what they don't love? So that's why your packaging will also need to be enticing to appeal to those guys. So you can see that this thing is a function of part-time. You can't rest. You can't rest on the sources of yesterday as a product owner or brand owner. So you have to keep on evolving. So one is you evolve with them. You tell a story that is emotional and connecting to them, is connected to them, and also you maintain what you are selling to them, consistency, so that there's something called from generation to generation. So that when the their father has handed this over to them, they too can hand it over to their own children because the qualities remain the same.
Welcome to the news highlights on ConsumerHallaTV. I am Kikelomo Ajibola. Let's take the first highlights this evening. The federal government has reiterated its commitment to ensuring that farmers are actively involved in policy decisions as part of a renewed effort to boost agricultural productivity and strengthen national food security. Now, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has announced the commencement of the sale of application document for the 2026 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination and Direct Entry admissions for the 2026/2027 academic session. The federal government, led by the Executive Chairman of the Nigerian Revenue Service, NRS, Dr. Zach Adedeji, on Monday met with top executives of the global professional services firm, KPMG, following concerns and disagreement over the implementation of the new tax laws. Away from that now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the implementation and operationalization of Nigeria's carbon market framework, a landmark policy expected to generate at least $3 billion annually by 2030. Still on federal government matters, the federal government has announced the commencement of operations at a high-purity gold refining plant in Lagos, with 3 additional gold refineries at different stages of development across the country and a $600 million lithium processing plant in Nasarawa State ready for commissioning. Let's look at another news highlight this evening. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency has inaugurated its artificial intelligence research and integration team as part of efforts to deepen innovation, digital transformation, and service delivery in weather and climate forecasting. The Nigerian Oil Share Index jumped 2,592.6 points on Tuesday, January 13, 2026, crossing the 165,000 mark as a large gap as MTN hit the 10% daily limit. Nigeria and the United Arab Emirates, UAE, has signed a comprehensive economic partnership agreement aimed at reshaping Nigeria's trade architecture and expanding global market access for Nigerian businesses and talent. And now the Tertiary Education Trust Fund says it will disburse 6.452 billion naira to beneficiary tertiary institutions under its 2026 intervention cycle. And lastly, this evening, Primacool, Nigeria's leading antibacterial cooling bar soap, has announced the launch of its nationwide consumer promotion 10K for 10K in partnership with PAMPay, Nigeria's leading digital bank. Thank you so much for joining us for the news all through today. ConsumerHallaTV goes home now to return back tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock a.m. To stay connected and to listen to us tomorrow morning once again, please follow us across all our social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, and on YouTube at ConsumerHallaTV for all. ConsumerHallaTV is here to serve. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kikelomo Ajibola. Good night.